students, welcome to the today's chemistry class. So in this class, let us discuss coagulation of lyophilic colloids. Coagulation of lyophilic colloids. Under the classification of colloids, we know very well that lyophilic colloids and lyophobic colloids. Lyophilic colloids are nothing but the dispersive phase has affinity for the dispersion medium. Dispersive phase particles interact with dispersion medium particles. So the salts, the colloids which have affinity towards dispersion medium are called as lyophilic colloids. Here, lyophilic colloids are more stable. Lyophilic colloids are more stable because of two reasons or two factors. So lyophilic colloids are more stable than lyophobic colloids because lyophobic colloids are dispersion medium haters. Lyophobic colloids do not have affinity for the dispersion medium. So that is why they are called as repellents, solvent repellents. But lyophilic colloids are solvent loving attractors. That is why lyophilic colloids are more stable. These lyophilic colloids are stable because of two factors. Those factors are, first one, charge on the colloidal particles, charge on the lyophilic colloidal particles, and second one is solvation or hydration. So that means lyophilic colloidal particles are more extensively get hydrated by dispersion medium. Because of these two factors, lyophilic colloids are more stable. When these two factors are removed, then lyophilic colloids get coagulated. Yavaga charge on the colloidal particle and then water molecules, solvent molecules from the lyophilic colloids remove ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಆವಾಗ lyophilic colloid get coagulated. To remove the charge on the colloidal particle, ಈ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ರಿಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ colloidal particle ಮೇಲೆ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂತ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ನ ರಿಮೂವ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ electrolyte is added. Whenever we add electrolyte to the colloidal solution, then charges get neutralized and lyophilic colloid get coagulated. And to remove the solvation or to remove the water molecules from the colloidal solution, then we have to add some other solvent, organic solvents like alcohol, acetone, etc. Water molecules na remove ಮಾಡಬೇಕು colloidal solution ಇಂದ ಅಂದ್ರೆ organic solvents, alcohol, acetone, carbon tetrachloride, so ಈ ತರ ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗ್ತವೆ, so water molecules get dehydrated from the colloidal solution. Colloidal solution, the water molecules dehydration ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆಗ್ತವೆ. ರಿಮೂವಲ್ ಆಫ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಟೇಕ್ಸ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಆನ್ ಅಡಿಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ಕೋಹಾಲ್ ಆರ್ ಅಸಿಟೋನ್. And to the colloidal solution, when we had electrolytes, charges get neutralized. As a result, lyophilic colloids get coagulated. So it is to coagulate the lyophilic colloids, we have to add electrolytes and organic solvents like alcohol and acetone, which removes the charge on the colloidal particles as well as water molecules from the colloidal solution, and lyophilic colloids get coagulated. And next topic is protective action. Protective action of colloids. Protective power of colloids. Just now we discussed that lyophilic colloids are stable, more stable than lyophobic colloids. So that means lyophilic colloids are more stable, means they are not easily precipitated. But lyophobic colloids are unstable. They can easily get precipitated. So to protect lyophobic colloids from precipitation by the addition of electrolyte, we have to add some other lyophilic colloids. That lyophilic colloids protect the lyophobic colloids from precipitation by the addition of electrolyte. That power of colloids is called as a protective action of colloids, or a protective power of colloids. So that means lyophilic colloids are more stable than lyophobic colloids. In order to protect the lyophobic colloids from precipitation by the electrolyte solution, lyophilic colloid is added lyophilic colloid is called as protective colloid. The protected colloid, lyophobic colloid, is called as a protected colloid. So it is the process of protecting lyophobic colloids from precipitation or coagulation. Precipitation by the electrolyte by adding lyophilic colloids is called as a protective power or protective action of colloids. Generally, lyophobic colloids are unstable. They easily get precipitated when we had certain electrolytes. In order to control the precipitation or coagulation of lyophobic colloids due to the addition of electrolytes, then we have to add some other protective colloid, that is called as lyophilic colloids. Lyophobic colloids electrolyte solution ಹಾಕಿದಾಗ ಬೇಗ precipitation ಆಗ್ತವೆ. ಆ ಥರ ಬೇಗ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಪಿಟೇಷನ್ ಆಗಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಆ ಲಯೋಫೋಬಿಕ್ ಕಲಾಯ್ಡ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಲಯೋಫಿಲಿಕ್ ಕಲಾಯ್ಡ್ಸ್ನ ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಲಯೋಫಿಲಿಕ್ ಕಲಾಯ್ಡ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಲ್ವೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರ್ತವೆ. ದಟ್ ಲಯೋಫಿಲಿಕ್ ಕಲಾಯ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಎ ಥಿನ್ ಲೇಯರ್ ಅರೌಂಡ್ ದಿ ಲಯೋಫೋಬಿಕ್ ಕಲಾಯ್ಡ್. ಯಾವಾಗ ನಾವು ಲಯೋಫಿಲಿಕ್ ಕಲಾಯ್ಡ್ನ ಲಯೋಫೋಬಿಕ್ ಕಲಾಯ್ಡ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಹಾಕ್ತೀವಿ, ಲಯೋಫಿಲಿಕ್ ಕಲಾಯ್ಡ್ ಮಾಲಿಕ್ಯೂಲ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಎ ಥಿನ್ ಲೇಯರ್ ಅರೌಂಡ್ ದಿ ಲಯೋಫೋಬಿಕ್ ಕಲಾಯ್ಡ್. Hence, lyophilic colloid is called as protective colloid. Lyophobic colloid is called as a protected colloid. Example. Gelatin. When gelatin is a lyophilic colloid. Lyophilic colloid. Gelatin is added to gold colloid. Gold salt is lyophobic colloid. Gelatin when added to the gold salt, then precipitation is avoided. Coagulation is controlled or avoided. Even after the addition of electrolyte NaCl. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವೇನಾದ್ರೂ ಜಿಲಾಟಿನ್ ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ, ಲಯೋಫಿಲಿಕ್ ಕಲಾಯ್ಡ್ ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರೋಲೈಟ್ NaCl ಅನ್ನ ತಗೊಂಡೋಗಿ ಲಯೋಫೋಬಿಕ್ ಕಲಾಯ್ಡ್ ಗೋಲ್ಡ್ ಸಾಲ್ಟ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಬೇಗ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಪಿಟೇಷನ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ whenever gelatin is added, gelatin acts as lyophilic colloid. The gelatin gold salt is a lyophilic colloid. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ even if you add extra NaCl electrolyte, no precipitation takes place. Means coagulation avoided. No coagulation. Yake? Because this lyophobic gold salt colloid is get protected from coagulation or from precipitation due to the addition of lyophilic colloid. Because gelatin lyophilic colloid gives excessive water molecules. Excessive hydration takes place. That excess hydrated molecules, gelatin molecules, present around the gold salt. So outside layer is gelatin layer, inside layer is gold salt. So gold salt, lyophobic salt is get protected by the gelatin, lyophilic colloid. No precipitation takes place even if you have excessive electrolyte solution NaCl. Next, colloids around us. So what are the colloids around us? List out the number of colloids which present around us. ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವ ತರ colloids ಡೇ ಟು ಡೇ ಲೈಫ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸೊ ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ತೀವಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ say take example ink, paint, cement, plastics. What we use in our day-to-day life, they are all colloidal in nature. Ink is a colloid. Take methylene blue, is a colloid. Paints, colloidal in nature. Cement, plastics are colloidal in nature. Okay, next, blood Hemoglobin. Blood is a albuminoid colloidal solution. Albuminoid colloidal solution. Blood is a colloidal solution. Next, say take food items, food articles or food items like milk, butter, cheese, halwa, etc. are colloidal in nature. So milk, butter, cheese, halwa, etc. are colloidal in nature. Okay, next, say take fog, smoke, mist, clouds are colloidal in nature. Fog, smoke, mist, colloids, clouds are colloidal in nature. Next, soils. See, once again, in soil, the fertility of a soil is increased due to the presence of some metal ions. Those metal ions which are present in soil are colloidal in nature. The dissolved various metal ions present in soil are colloidal in nature. And next, see once again, you take appearance of blue sky. So blue sky is once again due to the presence of water molecules, dust particles, which scatters the light. Hence, the sky appears in blue color. That scattering of light due to the presence of dust particles which are suspended in air and moist is colloidal in nature. So, like this, in day-to-day life, we will come across with different types of various types of colloids, and these colloids are very important in day-to-day life. So that uses of colloids. Uses of colloids. First one, in clarification or purification. Clarification or purification of drinking water. Purification of drinking water. In clarification or purification of drinking water, potash alum is added. Potash alum gives Al3 plus ions, aluminium, Al3 plus ions. These Al3 plus ions interact with the mud particles present in the water to form a precipitate. That precipitate settles down and pure water, clear water comes up. Yes, the water is purified. So that is impure water consists of mud particles. They act as colloidal particles. Their charge is negative. When such impure water containing negatively charged mud particles, colloidal particles, treated with potash alum, which gives aluminium ions, positively charged aluminium ions. Then precipitation takes place. That precipitate gets settled down and clear, pure water comes up. Hence, water is purified. And second importance of or use of colloids is cathedral, electrical, smoke precipitator. See here, in the industries, from the chimneys, waste smoke comes out. Which consists of many suspended carbon particles, arsenic particles, lead particles, etc. as waste gases. Those gases causes air pollution. In order to prevent air pollution, the smoke which comes out from the chimneys of industries to be subjected into the electrical precipitator. The device which can be used to purify the smoke that comes from the chimneys of industry is called as cathedral electrical smoke precipitator. In this cathedral electrical smoke precipitator, waste gases are passed into the cathedral smoke precipitator. So this is the device, the cathedral smoke precipitator. So here smoke, waste smoke containing carbon particles, arsenic particles, lead particles, etc. is passed into the cathedral smoke precipitator, and it is subjected into the high voltage. So here high voltage electricity is passed into the electrical smoke precipitator. Whenever the negatively charged particles present in the smoke comes in contact with the electricity, then neutralization, charges get neutralized and smoke get precipitated and get settled down at the bottom. And the waste gases free from colloids or impurities comes outside. So this method is called as cathedral electrical smoke precipitator, which purifies the waste gases or smoke that comes from the chimneys of industries. And third one is rubber industry. In rubber latex of rubber is once again colloidal in nature. During the preparation of the rubber, the concept of colloid is used. Next, tanning industry means leather industry. In the leather industry also, colloid, preparation of leather substances from the animal skin,